Young man, there's no need to feel down, said young man. Pick yourself off the ground, said young man. 'Cause you're in a new town, there's no need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go, said young man. When you're short on your dough, you can stay there. And I'm sure you will find many ways to have a good time. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel. Young man, are you listening to me? Said young man. What do you want to be? Said young man. You can make real your dreams, but you got to know this one thing. No man does it all by himself, said young man. Put your pride on the shelf, just go there to the YMCA. I'm sure they can help you today. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. You can get yourself clean. You can have a good meal. You can do whatever you feel. Young man, I was once in your shoes. Said I was down and out with the blues. Felt no man cared if I were alive. I felt the whole world was so jive. That's when someone came up to me. Said, young man, take a walk up the street. There's a place there called the YMCA. They can start you back on your way. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to feel down. Young man, pick yourself off the ground. YMCA, you'll find it at the YMCA. Young man, does it all by himself. Young man, put your pride on the shelf. YMCA, it's fun to stay at the YMCA. They have everything for young men to enjoy. You can hang out with all the boys. YMCA. Yeah, that's a hard song to sing. I guarantee you. Try it. You'll see what I mean. I spent 1 year at the YMCA in Halifax. It's a true story. I had a room at the YMCA in Halifax. I stayed there for 1 year. It was the roughest place I was ever in. And I've been in some rough places. The YMCA had about 600 rooms. I had one room. Then you had 599 other people. And they were all ex-prisoners out of Dorchester in the penitentiaries. And they were fighting every night. Holy shit, it was bad. I've seen people get bottles of whiskey and rums over their head. Oh, it was just a hell on wheels place. Dangerous place. Spent 1 year there at the YMCA in Halifax, and man, there was even people got killed there. It was so dangerous. And you had to be careful when you come out of your room at nighttime. A lot of the prisoners were drinking rum and whiskey and stuff. It was a dangerous place. I seen people get bottles of whiskey over their head and rum. You know, the glass bottles, like the whole glass, bottle. Seen people get cut every night, bleeding every night. It was one of the roughest places I was ever in. Every time you went out of your room at night, you were taking your chances, if you know what I mean. You didn't know if you were going to make it back to your room. This was in the 70s. Late 70s. It was a dangerous place, the YMCA. Now that song talks about the happiness of the YMCA, but it wasn't like that. That YMCA was a dangerous place to live, I'll tell you. People were getting stabbed there, beat to death, hit on the head with bottles of rum and whiskeys. Police were there every night. There was a few people got murdered there. It was a dangerous place. I don't know why I spent the year there. I know why. I didn't have much money, so I spent a year at the YMCA. One of the most dangerous places I was ever in. And I've been in a few dangerous places in my past. People getting stabbed, people getting beat to death, people getting shot to death. It was a dangerous place. This was in the late 70s. And it's a wonder you survived these things, you know. And I had a room at the YMCA, and I had an electric frying pan that you would plug in the wall. I cooked all my meals on the electric frying pan and lived on sandwiches and submarine sandwiches and bologna sandwiches, peanut butter sandwiches. But what a dangerous place. That one year at the YMCA, man, I was lucky I survived it. Like I said, there was people stabbed to death there, shot to death, beat to death. People clubbed on the head with bottles of rum and whiskey. Fighting all the time. The police were there all the time. What a dangerous place. And my memories of the YMCA are not good. They're actually bad memories. But that shows you, see, me growing up, I never had the opportunities that all these kids got today. I was an orphan, spent several years in institutions, 1 year at the YMCA, one of the most dangerous places I ever lived. And but I can sing that song with some happiness and make light of the situation, you know what I mean? But to tell you the truth, the YMCA was a bad place. Dangerous, dangerous. I was lucky I wasn't shot to death or beat to death or stabbed to death. You know, just damn lucky, that's all. I was in God's hands, you could say. He had better things for me in the future. Anyhow, subscribe to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Share the 9,300 films of Dennis Ramsay with your friends, family, associates, and acquaintances. It's going to be sunny in Kempville today, folks. And the village people are the people that sang that song, YMCA. You got 5 guys singing that song. And one guy singing that song is a lot harder because you have to sing for the other 4. So you got one guy singing for 5. That's why I say if you go to sing that song, try it. You'll see what I mean. It's a difficult song. But putting everything aside, the YMCA was a very dangerous place. You had people that were killers in there from prison, and people that, you know, just didn't care about human life. People that had no conscience, and people that were fighting and stabbing each other and shooting each other and hitting people on the heads with bottles of whiskeys and rum. It was just a dangerous place. I got in between 2 or 3 fights just walking by, and I almost got a bottle inside the head too. But what a dangerous place, the YMCA. Now that song talks about all the happiness of the YMCA. But in Halifax, the YMCA was a dangerous place. I'm just lucky I'm alive, that's all I can say. Y'all take care and have a good day. Peace out, folks. Peace out.